Hey guys, so I'm reading this article this week about the CEO of Rockstar Energy Drink, Russ Weiner, and how he has accumulated something like 4.7% of the company Celsius because he wants to basically make some changes at the top and he's interested in taking over as CEO. So I got to thinking, like, all right, well, how does this actually play out at lower levels inside of an organization, right? Because what he's trying to do is influence the way the company is going. He wants to influence direction, strategy, all that. So, how do you and I at our levels introduce that level of influence and move our careers forward in the way we want? And what came to mind was most people actually try to increase their visibility, right? They will try to be, they'll put a lot of time and effort into being heard or being more visible. And what that looks like is, trying to get more airtime in meetings, showing up for presentations with decks that they've prepared, looking for more visibility with the CEO, more chances to demonstrate that they're ready for a bigger role. And none of those things are bad because visibility actually matters, right? I mean, it is important to be noticed, but what's bigger and more powerful is leverage. So, and leverage means that important decisions can't be made without you. You have to be at least considered in order for big strategies, either in your business line or overall with the firm, are actually considered, right? Your point of view matters. So, and that's more important. That's important to have that leverage before you actually need it, because you can't build that leverage inside of a conversation or a negotiation. You actually need that beforehand. So before the new head of arrives, or before the promotion, you come up for promotion, or before the comp conversation, you need that leverage in place so that you're not on the fly trying to create it. Maybe it looks like a client relationship too. Maybe it's a relationship that you hold that the company can't afford to mishandle, and so they rely on you for that. Or maybe it's a piece of the business that you know better than anybody else, and they can't make a decision without you. So these things are built kind of in the dark and quietly. They're built one decision at a time, and then they stack, right? It's one decision, one relationship, learning one piece of the business, and then being seen operating under pressure. And over time, that's hard to overlook. And this is where I think the more valuable work is, in creating those situations and creating those structures inside your company where you have leverage and you actually the company can't make decisions in this area without you. That's bigger than being heard or being seen, because you're fundamental at that point. And I don't mean being indispensable at your job, because I think that's actually a trap. I think it's more about asking the question, what can I build right now that will make my involvement in this firm's future matter? If my visibility disappeared, would that be a problem for the company? Like, would big decisions still be able to be made without me being there? That's real leverage. That's real power over your trajectory inside your company. So think about that this week. I know it's impossible for us to buy, a 5% stake in our companies, but how can you create situations? How can you create leverage inside your company where they can't do things without you? They can't move forward without your inputs. And that's how you build your leverage for the next conversation where it matters for you.